The latest issue of Rolling Stone, by the way, looks into...
Oh, we're not showing the cover. All right,
yes,
go ahead.
we're not. But you will not miss it when you see it. That's for sure. It looks into...
Oh, wait, there it is. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Okay, it's breakfast, so let's go back to the weed article. There
thank you.
It looks into California's fall vote on whether to legalize marijuana for recreational use. And it's an electric issue among California politicians. Nearly every major official, including a lot of top Democrats, have come out against it. Senator Feinstein signed the ballot argument opposing the initiative, and even Jerry Brown said he's gone to absurd lengths to distance himself from the measure. Quote, "We've got to compete with China," he recently declared. And if everybody's stoned, how the hell are we going to make it? I don't even understand that, Eric. So they're running as fast as they can from pot.
All the leading Democrats are, but they may be out of sync this time. This is the best organized campaign for legalization since marijuana was declared illegal in the 1930s. You've got major labor unions behind it. You've got the head of the California NAACP behind it. You've got polls showing about 50-50 up and down, the people supporting it. So there's clearly a trend here, and the advocates of legalization have decided to go for it this time.
So would California be what? I guess Alaska. Is it legal in Alaska?
No, it's not legal.
So it's not legal in any state?
It's not legal in any state.
They hand out, I know in a couple of states I've heard they just kind of hand out tickets.
You have 14 states where medical marijuana is approved, and you have about a dozen states where it's practically been decriminalized and there aren't really any penalties against it. Yeah. But you don't have any state where it's completely legal.
What's the impact on a society, though? I guess the Netherlands have very lax drug laws. We've just seen in the past month or so that they're now facing a backlash from, I guess, decades of legalized drug use. What's the downside of it?
Well, the downside of it is like any other business, like alcohol, like cigarettes. If you don't regulate it, if you don't control it properly, you can have problems. I think one of the things that's happened in California is people have started to see with medical marijuana that it can be controlled, that it can be regulated, that it can be okay. You've got 500,000 people in California who take marijuana now medicinally.
No, they're desperate for the revenue, and I suspect increasingly we're going to see a nod toward it because they're desperate for the revenue. The way that we're seeing that with gaming.
It's already legal.
Sure. Well,
it's already legal.
What do you mean by that?
The medical marijuana thing in California is just an out-of-control joke.
It's a farce.
Oh, it's laughable. Anyone can get it. There are more marijuana dispensaries in Los Angeles than there are.
Pete's asking how. Do you have a three-step process for Pete?
You know, CNBC did a 1-hour special on the business of marijuana.
It was huge.
And it was our highest. It was our highest-rated program. I mean, it just tells you where this country is.
But you're absolutely right. The jobless numbers are driving this. This is called the Tax Cannabis Act, and the tax revenues alone are estimated to be $1.4 billion a year. It'd be bigger than the California citrus industry. It's already the largest cash crop in California, about $19 billion a year. It would bring in more taxes than alcohol or cigarettes.
It's about the money. It's absolutely about the money.
This is all mythological
arithmetic. It's not going to pass?
It's mythological arithmetic because what no one can tell you is the law-abiding companies, like, I don't know, the American Tobacco Company, that will come in here and industrialize the production and sale of marijuana and faithfully pay all of the taxes involved and the sales taxes involved in these transactions. It's still this, mom and pop dealer thing, even within the guise of medical marijuana.
So let's say
the people in the medical marijuana business are all the people who were doing it illegally before.
That's a good point.
That's a bit of an exaggeration.
You pick up, though, Lawrence, don't you, a lot of taxes, though, from cigarettes. So what you pick up, people buy the marijuana at their Stop and Shop, and they'll be paying heavy taxes.
Is Stop and Shop going to sell? What big corporations would step into this business and start paying these taxes?
Well, if it's legal,
it makes money.
There's still plenty
users
of
say the taxes just as they do.
It's a user tax.
It's a user tax, just as it is with alcohol and cigarettes. The other thing that's driving this is the tremendous costs of the system we have now, a black market system, in terms terms of crime, in terms of incarceration.
So you could make the same argument on cocaine. Is cocaine next? Would you? I take it Rolling Stone supports marijuana. Is this the gateway drug to the legalization of heroin?
Yeah, sure. It's not a gateway drug. That's been pretty debunked by theories.
I'm talking about
if you look at other drugs, it's fair to say what are the costs of those drugs in terms of addiction, in terms of some of the problems they present that marijuana doesn't present. And I think a lot of the population is beginning to feel that way.
All right, Eric, thank you.